What's happening, people? And once again, welcome back to youtube.com/CubCamTV for this, another edition of Top 5s. Today, we're going to be jumping into my top 5 Afrobeat releases of February, which, to be honest with you, was one of the craziest release months I think I've ever seen for the genre. An incredible amount of music was released, some very, very solid albums in there as well. And to be honest with you, this list was so much harder to put together than last month, so we've extended what we're going to do with it, and we'll also include a top 5 honourable mentions, which we'll jump into before we actually get into the full top 5. As always, though, it's an absolute pleasure to see so many of you joining the channel and getting involved. We're now hitting 24,000 subscribers, which is absolutely incredible. I never thought the channel would get to this point, so big up each and every one of you for getting involved. And as a celebration, we're putting this video out today. So we've got loads of music to talk through and loads of music to discuss as well. But if you are new to the channel and you are finding us for the first time, please make sure you are hitting that subscribe button on the right-hand side of the page, turning notifications on, leaving a like, leaving a comment, and all of that good stuff. So right from the jump, we're going to get into the top 5 honourable mentions for my favourite Afrobeat releases for February. And as I said before, it was an incredibly busy month for releases. We saw the return of legends, we saw albums land, we saw some incredible compilations, and just in general, a very high amount of releases land. Some really good EPs this month as well. So we're going to start off this list with discussing these, Peruzzi and Iceberg TM as one of the honourable mentions with Ready. Really love the sound of this one. I really like the fact it took a lot of dancehall influence, very electronic in the way that it sounded, and overall for me, this was a real instantaneous slap. I included it in a couple of mixes, and I included it in a couple of TikTok mixes as well, and it went down well each and every time. So big up to Peruzzi and Iceberg TM. Peruzzi also shared the reaction on his channel, so big up him each and every time. Seeing the artists we react to share the reviews on their channels is always exciting, and I don't think I'll ever get bored of that, so big up both of them. Alongside them as well, we saw Adekunle Gold with Fi off his brand new album as well, featuring Stefflon Don. A very enjoyable tune, this one, something a little bit different, a little bit out there. One of my favourite tracks off the album that hadn't already been released, and I've got to say I was a fan of the way this one came together. I think the two worked very well in partnership, and they went back and forth very well on the tune, and overall a solid addition to the album. On this list as well, we see the return of Techno with Mufasa. Now, this tune has had mixed reactions. I've watched the reactions from a couple of other channels, and they were sort of semi-feeling it, some weren't, and it was very interesting to see the reasons why. For me, I like sonics. That's what I always like. I always like the actual sound of tunes, and that's what I will always rate things on first and foremost. And for me, this was a solid sounding tune. I love the kind of energy that was going on. I love the kind of melodies and the kind of intricacies around those melodies that we heard on the tune. That's why it didn't make the actual top 5, but it's definitely worthy of a place in the honourable mentions. And of course, it sees the return of Techno, who hopefully we'll see a bit more of moving forward. We also had a new single this month from Simi that goes by the name Sare, and again, this is a tune that I have had on repeat. The actual level that we're looking at for the top 5 releases this month is very, very high. Otherwise, this would have definitely got in. This would have probably got in last month, and it's just because the level is so high at the top this time around that it isn't in the listing. But yeah, incredible stuff, taking some almost disco-y flavours and working them into the mix down. Really bouncy tune, and as always, we get to see Simi really flexing those vocal tones, doing what she does best and putting smiles on people's faces. Fantastic stuff. The final of our honourable mentions today then goes to LAX and AFROBEAT with Options. Again, a huge tune, this one, a really well put together tune, and I love the fact that we got to see both of them working together so closely on it. Really nice use of kind of vocal manipulation. Good to see AFROBEAT back releasing more music as well, and LAX being one of the most consistent out there kind of showed you why this one was so special, to be honest with you. Really nice collaboration and a good showing from both of them. But now we are going to get into the actual top 5, which is very exciting stuff, and we're going to start with number 5 on that list. So coming in at number 5, we do have Diamond Platnumz with Giddy. Now, this was the first time I'd heard a solo Diamond Platnumz release in a hot minute. I'm pretty sure Diamond Platnumz did feature last month alongside the Ben with a very exciting single, and obviously he's back this time around with a solo version. But again, really loving this tune. The intricacies around a lot of the melodies, I don't want to say Eastern inspired, but very Eastern sounding melodic kind of drifts and switch ups in there, giving it a very kind of cool feel. The actual vocal lines on there, super catchy as well. Some almost Vibes Cartel-like sort of vocal hooks and sort of choral maneuvers. Really cleanly put together tune. And again, it's always good to see Diamond Platnumz putting out new music. One of the most celebrated artists in the world who continues to put new music out and platform other people as well. Really like the sounds of this one. That's why it landed in number 5 on today's listing. up then to number 4. It gets very, very interesting at this point as we jump into the latest track from REMA. This one goes by the name Calm Down, again alongside London on production, something a little bit different from REMA, which left a few reactors a little bit stunted, including myself. I remember listening through this one and being very kind of perplexed at the angle that it went for. I tend to find with REMA he goes for a lot more electronic style instrumentals. This one very, very organic, very wooden drums, very kind of live sounding guitar lines. But overall, this is a tune that has grown on me massively. It's a tune I play on radio quite regularly. It's a tune I play in mixes all the time as well. And it has this very unique kind of subtle charm to it that really does work wonders. Fantastic stuff from REMA, again teaming up with London on the production side of things. Something that people weren't expecting, but from what we are seeing, this looks like a direction he's going to be moving down a lot more regularly moving forward. So we need to get used to it. I'm already very used to it, and I'm loving the direction he's taking. And that's why it sits in number 4 for this month's top releases.
Calm down, calm down. Yo, this your body, you put in my heart for lockdown, for lockdown.
Moving into number 3 then, a very late addition. This one landed in the last week of action, coming to us from ASA alongside WIZKID. It goes by the name IDG. Incredible vocal work from ASA on this one. Her brand new album has literally just landed 5. Some really cool tunes on there. We'd already heard Mayana and we'd already heard Ocean as well, which we reviewed on this channel. There's some fantastic collaborations on there, but this is going to be a realistic main event whenever you put these two together. ASA and WIZKID working perfectly in tandem. And the thing I've got to say about this one is WIZKID isn't the main event on this tune. It is ASA the entire way through. Fantastic vocal lines, and I said this on the actual reaction, I think. It reminds me of early Liam Bailey sounding vocals on this one from ASA. The kind of tonality and the flexibility she's able to bring to it work absolute wonders. And again, WIZKID is not bad on this tune by any means at all. He's fantastic in the way that he actually comes across. Really solid landing, makes a very impactful start. A lot more skippy than we're used to from Wiz, and it definitely works. However, I don't think ASA gets outshone. I think she actually shines more so because of the caliber of collaboration this one is, and she comes out looking very, very solid. Again, a fantastic album. There will be a review dropping for the album on this channel very soon, but this one for me definitely is an absolute banger, and that's why it sits at number 3 on this month's listings.
I don't go where no love, where my home.
Coming in at number 2 then, another late addition, OLAMIDE alongside One Day Cole with Hate Me. Now, this for me was a bit of a mind-blowing tune, to be honest with you. I loved how it sounded. I loved how different it was. And more than anything else, I loved the fact that we really got to explore the kind of creativity behind One Day Cole, who is a phenomenal vocalist who's tried so many different sounds and styles over the years. We've heard him rap, we've heard him sing, but this time around, we got to see him really get into the MJ bag. Really cool, kind of aggressive vocals, and just absolutely owns the tune in the way that he projects. OLAMIDE has a fire verse on this one as well, and just in general, the way the tune's conducted is fantastic. The music video is outstanding as well. Out to TG Amori each and every time. P Prime on production for this one as well does a fantastic job of showcasing how far you can take the Afrobeat sound and still keep it within the kind of boundaries of what we now know and love. Fantastic work from OLAMIDE. Again, a certified legend in this game. 2 certified legends, with One Day Cole being on this one as well. I think both of them show out very, very well, and there's something so catchy about One Day's hook on this one, which means it has to sit very high in this listing. It hasn't quite made it to number 1, but it is definitely the number 2 on this month's releases.
She ain't working. I don't think that she working. Tell Shorty better work it. Do I need to tell you what my net worth is? Ooh-wee.
And then finally, at long last, we're going to get into track number 1, my favourite release of February. Now, this comes as part of a compilation which I absolutely adore. The sounds of Basket Mouth's brand new project. Incredible stuff. Horoscope. What a project this one is. Produced entirely by Dr. Set, and this tune that we're going to get into now, oh my word, this is a tune that literally blew me away the first time I listened through it. The sounds of Johnny Drill, Simi, and M.I. Abega all featuring on this one, and it's an absolutely mind-blowing soundscape of Afrobeat infused mastery. It's the best way I can describe it. Such a beautifully constructed tune. From the intro from Johnny Drill, where you get to hear these really soulful, powerful vocals cut through the mixdown, to the one drop we get from Simi when her verse lands, and then all the additional work we hear from M.I. Abega on there as well. I think Dr. Set shows why he is one of the elite producers in the world, if I'm being entirely honest, off the back of this tune. The way the tune's constructed, the organic nature of the way the percussion just clicks together. The beauty of the overall harmonic structure is outstanding, and I think he utilizes all of the vocalists involved on an entirely different level. I didn't expect this one to sound as good as it does, but it most definitely does. An incredible tune, one that I'm going to be running for a long period of time on radio, a tune that I've run in nearly every mix I've played over the last few weeks. Incredible stuff, and I'm a massive fan, and that's why it does sit at number 1 on this month's listings.
Why don't you love me like you love him? Yeah. You don't know I've been crying since you left me.
So there we have it then. This month's listing is finally done, and it's an absolute pleasure to bring this video to you. A massive shout out to each and every one of you joining the channel. We're releasing this one as a bit of a celebration for hitting 24,000 subscribers, but I want to know what you think will make the top 5 list for next month. We've already seen some fantastic releases land. We've got some big ones on the way as well, as we've mentioned in the Cubcast. Some ridiculously high quality collaborations and remixes going on. The high profile nature of the artists that are making their way into the Afrobeat space right now is absolutely incredible, and I cannot wait to get this video done next month because I know the caliber is going to be super high. As always though, my friends, thank you for watching this video. Hopefully you have enjoyed, and you have enjoyed the general breakdowns of the tunes we are bringing. Until next time then, we'll see you later. Goodbye.
Sounding so good right now. But they're sounding a bright and town.
Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel right now, CubCamTV. Stay locked.